Hey everyone, today we're going to unlock some of the best kept secrets of California's incredible biodiversity. We are going on a digital expedition, a quest really, to find the most amazing spots to see native plants. I'm not just talking about the big, famous parks, but those hidden local gems. So go ahead and grab your virtual hiking boots, because our adventure is starting right now. So let me ask you this. What if you could find a map to California's secret gardens? Yeah, I'm talking about those almost magical places, like a mist-filled fern canyon, or maybe a quiet redwood grove that only the locals seem to know about. How in the world do you find these spots, the ones that aren't plastered all over the tourist brochures? And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? I mean, how are you supposed to find these incredible places if you're not already a seasoned expert, someone with years and years of local knowledge under your belt? But what if we could tap into all of that collective knowledge? Well, turns out the solution is exactly that. It's a community-built guide made by and for people who love native plants. It's a project from Calflora called Great Places, and it's powered by citizen scientists and enthusiasts, people just like you. So what is this thing? Well, you can think of it like your own personal, interactive, always updating digital field guide. It's basically a map to the best native plant viewing spots in the entire state. So let's break it down. CalFlora's Great Places is this awesome project where contributors, we're talking people on the ground, in the know, pinpoint and describe their absolute favorite spots for seeing native plants. And this can be anything from super remote wilderness areas all the way to beautifully cultivated native gardens right in the middle of a city. And the best part? It's actually super easy to find what you're looking for. You can search for something specific, like redwood forest or Toho, or you can just zoom around on the map and see what's nearby. You can even filter your search down to your local California Native Plant Society chapter area. And once you have your results, you can sort them to really dial in the perfect adventure. Okay, but one of those sorting options is particularly cool, and it's called density. Now, at first glance, it's just a number, right? But trust me, it's a really powerful one. So what does a metric like plant density actually tell you when you're trying to plan a trip? All right, let's look at a real-world comparison to see what I mean. On one hand, you've got a high-density spot like Abbotts Lagoon. It's got almost 5 native species per acre. That means you're going to see a huge variety of plants packed into a pretty small coastal area. On the other hand, you've got a lower density place like Byrne-Milliron Forest. Here, the plants are much more spread out across a huge redwood ecosystem. See, this one little number helps you answer a really important question. Are you in the mood for a concentrated botanical showcase, or do you want a giant forest to wander around and explore? Okay, so once you've used a metric like density to help you pick a spot, that's when you click through, and that's where the real magic happens. The detail pages for each place, this is where you get to tap into all of that amazing insider knowledge. So every single entry has an About section that really sets the scene. Let's take that Byrne-Milliron Forest example again. The entry doesn't just say, hey, it's a forest. No, it tells you it's a 400-acre working forest, and it's known for its diverse understory, and this is a huge plus, it has very few invasive weeds. Now that is fantastic, useful detail. Then you've got the tips section, and honestly, this is pure gold. This is where you get advice from people who really know the place. For example, on the Upper Newport Bay page, a contributor suggests bringing binoculars for the incredible bird watching, and, here's the practical bit, to wear shoes that you don't mind getting wet. I mean, come on, that is a tip that can literally make or break your day out there. And this part really shows the conservation mindset behind the whole project. There's a threat section that gives you real context about the challenges a place is up against. Back at Byrne-Milliron Forest, for instance, the entry talks about the constant battle against invasive weeds and the much bigger threat of climate change and what it's doing to the redwoods. It really connects you to the place on a deeper level. So up to this point, we've been talking about how to use this incredible tool. But the whole engine behind it, what makes it work, is the community. It's all powered by contributions. So that brings up the big question. How can you add your own favorite spot? You'd be surprised. It's actually incredibly simple. Step 1, you register as a contributor on the Calflora site. Step 2, you just type in the name of your spot and literally click its location on a map. And step 3, you write a short about paragraph explaining why it's such a great place for native plants. And that's it. That's all it takes to get started. But, there's adding a place, and then there's creating a truly valuable resource for other people. So what's the secret sauce? what really makes a good Great Place entry?
Well, Calflora has some fantastic tips on this. The main thing is to think about your audience. You're writing for other plant lovers who have probably never been there before. So get into the practical details. Are there bathrooms? What are the trails like? What's the absolute best time of year to visit for wildflowers? Also, try to keep the area you map out to a manageable size for a day trip, ideally under a couple thousand acres. And finally, landscape photos are king here. They really give people a feel for the place. The specific plant photos will come from all the observations people add later.
All right, let's just zoom out for a second and think about the big picture here. Why does a project like this, why does it actually matter so much? Because this is so much more than just a map. See, when a contributor draws that little polygon around a Great Place, the system automatically generates a plant checklist for that exact area. And here's the really cool part. That checklist is dynamic. It's alive. Every single time someone adds a new plant observation inside that boundary, the checklist gets bigger and more accurate. It becomes a living, breathing document of that area's biodiversity. And that right there gets to the core mission of this whole thing. That's the goal. Through this huge cooperative effort from thousands of people all over the state, the native plants in these special places will become better documented, which means they'll be better understood, and hopefully, ultimately, better protected. And that really is the heart of it, isn't it? It's about the power that we all have. Every hike you take, every photo you snap, every little tip you share, it all adds another pixel to this incredible living map of California's natural heritage. So now, there's really only one question left to ask yourself. What hidden gem will you go explore? Or what gem will you share?